Good afternoon. This is Mark Galvin. I am the founder and president of ePresence, and this show is How's Your ePresence? So glad you are here with us today. This is a show we had scheduled, and our guest is a little late. So even though we don't have our guest here now, I still wanted to honor the time and pop on and have a quick conversation. And who knows, some of you may be online, may want to send me a question. It's a great day to send me a note. But this is what we do here on How's Your ePresence. We like to answer questions about social media. So what our goal is to help you do social media a little better. And if you have a question about social media, today is a great opportunity to throw it at me. What do we do? I mean, I'll give you an example. You can go onto YouTube and look for our past shows. And you will find out on our past shows, we have answered, or the most recent show, we answer the question, how to get the most mileage out of your content, or how to really boost your social media using video. So go back and check out that show. And that was with Tim Fitzpatrick, a good friend of How's Your ePresence. And we shared some great content there. So make sure you go check that out. We're always trying to find great content and share information we think you guys would like. So be sure to send us information. If you ever have something you would like to have us address, send us a question. We'd be happy to ask that. And you can jump right here in the middle of today's session and send me a question, and I will answer it live. So it's just you and I. If you're just tuning in, do know this. We always offer education here at How's Your ePresence. And coming this Friday, we have a webinar. So ongoing education, helping people get on LinkedIn, have a best profile possible on LinkedIn. And you can join us by jumping right there, e-pr.me. You can join us right there on that link. You can join a webinar, pick your time. There's one Friday. There's another couple more coming in the future. You're welcome to join us there and ask whatever you'd like. By the end of that, you're going to walk away with the 5 key areas of your LinkedIn profile looking fantastic. So take a look at that. Join us this Friday. It's only an hour long. It's $37.50 for folks that watch How's Your ePresence. What you're going to find is you'll end up with a great LinkedIn profile once you finish that time. So the today, again, I mentioned I'm still waiting for a guest. If he comes in, I'll bring him on. But in the meantime, if you have a question, just jump right in there and ask a question, and I will be happy to answer that. In the meantime, there's a couple of things that are going on here in the social media world. And just speaking off the cuff, one of the things that we know that is going on in social media is there's always a big question about whether Facebook, LinkedIn, well, not really LinkedIn. Interesting. LinkedIn's been avoided this conversation, but Facebook, Twitter, Instagram are getting a lot of guff for limiting the speech of people on their platforms. And I think this is a very interesting question, whether they should be doing that or not, because quite frankly, it is their platform. That's one thing. But I think that it's too easy for us to forget that we're not the only country that's sitting on Facebook. In fact, I think what you'll see is that most of the people are outside the US are on those platforms. So it's easy for us to say that some free speech should be limited when we're really speaking to the whole world. So we do need to keep that in mind. There's something else that I think is extremely interesting about social today, and it is we don't understand oftentimes that we should be speaking directly to our audience. Who is our audience on social? You need to make sure you're answering that as someone that's on LinkedIn or somebody that's on Facebook. Who are you speaking to, and why are you speaking to them? And if you start to answer those questions, you'll start to change how you're communicating. So if your mission on social is to get a job, well, then your target audience would be the hiring manager. You got to speak to that hiring manager. You need to make sure the content that you're sharing there on LinkedIn complements your mission, complements your brand even, so that you are always putting your best foot forward. It is way too easy to get on social and think nobody's listening. But I will guarantee you, if you get out there and you start talking on social and start sharing content, people are listening. Here's something else you should think about. If there is, and I always say this, don't talk about sex, politics, or religion when you're on social media. Never, ever bring that up. And the reason is you're going to offend part of your audience. But if you decide to like or comment, especially on LinkedIn, on something that is posted, it's going to show up in your feed. So if you offend any part of your audience by liking or commenting on a post, then that's a problem. You don't want to do it. So I would not like or comment on any post that has anything to do with sex, politics, or religion, because again, you're going to offend part of your audience. Unless you want to offend part of your audience, then go ahead and do that. If you are in politics, you need to pick a side. So you should be talking about some of those things because your audience is in fact the people that will hopefully vote for you. So do keep that in mind. There are some other things that are going on right now. One of them is there's a new social media platform called Clubhouse. We have, in fact, Tim Fitzpatrick and I, the gentleman that was on our last show, and I have launched a Clubhouse chat room, is basically what it is. And it starts, although it's only vocal, you cannot type anything. You have to get on there and talk. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on Eastern, he and I are hosting a program on there where you can join in. You can ask a question. You just come in the room. We take you off the mute button, and you can jump in and ask a question. So join us Tuesdays on at 11 a.m. on Clubhouse. If you're not on Clubhouse, send me a note. I'll get you an invitation to join so you can jump in and you can have a chat with us. And the way Clubhouse really works, imagine this, it's almost like a multi-person phone call, except everybody can listen to you. So there is a panel, there is a group of people that can join in on the conversation, but it's more like an open phone call. So I recommend joining Clubhouse. It's the newest thing in social media. You should definitely check it out and start to see if it can grow your own social media reach, grow your audience, and maybe you can find new people there. I really think there's something to Clubhouse. I think that we are in its infancy, even though it's a year old. There's a lot of groups in there that are people about self-promotion. I'm going to tell you right now, if you decide to get on Clubhouse and you start to share content that is helpful to your audience, you're going to make a difference because people are going to get tired of joining these groups that are only about self-promotion. If you're helping people, you're going to grow your own platform. So that's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. And we'd love for you to join us. We're going to have more shows coming up in just the next couple of days, as a matter of fact. And you can always check us out. Where are we? Let's go down here and pull up these buttons here. You can find us at ePresence.me. You can also catch any of our shows 24/7 on YouTube, as well as any of those podcast apps that are out there. Look for How's Your ePresence. You can track us down. So if you join us for this short segment, we're glad you're here. We're always glad you're here. And if you will, join us in the future as we bring on more guests and reach out to more people. My name is Mark Galvin. I am the host and founder of ePresence, and this has been How's Your ePresence? Have a great afternoon.